Hello everyone, it's time for another terrific Tuesday card. My name is Sherry Minnie. I am a Stamping Up demonstrator. I live in Colorado in a small town called Keensburg. And today we're going to be doing another masculine card, as I mentioned on last week's video. Before I get started, I want to give a shout out to Julie Link. Julie is a fellow demonstrator, and her and I participate in a swap. And this was Julie's card, and I absolutely liked everything about it. And so I decided to case it. I've changed a few things, but not very much at all. Basically, it's Julie's creation. So to start with, I'll show you the card. It's just a simple card. It could also be non-masculine if you wanted it to be, I suppose, but I did choose to make it masculine because I'm always needing masculine cards, and I never seem to have them when I need them. So to get started with, I'll show you everything we're going to use today. There's quite a bit of product, more than I have been using, but we're going to start off with a beautiful motif step set, and I'm going to use the Celebrate from here. The Scenic Adventure is the one we're using the most of. This does come in a bundle with dies for the trees and all of that, but we're using several in here. This is a online exclusive that will be available July 1st, and you can buy it as a bundle. If you're interested in anything, you can always go to my online store at sherrymini.stampinup.net and check everything out. And then for the inside verse, we're going to be using Sentimental Framing, and it's Wishing You All the Best. And this was an online exclusive back in May. For dies, we're going to be using the Textured Notes. I use this an awful lot, and we're using this third one right here for our focal point on the front. This is a really good, if you want a kind of a all-around label set or frame set, this is an excellent one. It works really well, and each die has a different type of stitching on it, so it's very nice. And then for our greeting, for the Celebrate, we're going to be using the Stylish Shapes, which I use a ton, and we're going to be using this banner right there. And I think that is all the dies we're using. For our ink colors, we are going to be using Shaded Spruce, Copper Clay. This is retired last year in color, but as you know, in the last few videos, I've been trying to use some of my older stuff. And then we'll use Basic Gray. More ink colors than I normally use. Any embellishment of choice will work. I'm using, again, more retired items, and I wanted something that had the copper clay in it, so I'm going to be using these adhesive backed. Well, they have little bits of flecks of, I believe it would be black or gray in them, so that's what I'm using, but you can use any kind. For the Designer Series paper that I'm using, this is called, what is the name of this? It is called Woven Textures. Again, this was in March of 25, online exclusive. I love it because it is definitely can be either masculine or not, but there are lots of pretty woven-like patterns. And then on the back of this one, you have a kind of like a, what did you say, burlap? I think it kind of looks like burlap. And then this one is like a cane weave, and on the back of this one, we have just a kind of a linen-like pattern, very subtle. Here is another weaving one, kind of reminds me of like the baskets that you see all the time, and the back of this one is, again, like kind of like wicker, which reminds me of. The nice thing about this pack is you get 4 of the same patterns, 4 pages of the same patterns, which works great for me for classes and cards. Sometimes if there's only 2, I run short and have to either change patterns or order another packet, and then I get all kinds of paper that it's hard for me to get used up. So in your packet for this card, you of course have your envelope as always. You will have a card base, and again I'm using a retired color. This is Copper Clay. It is our standard 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. You'll have a piece of basic black. This one is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. That's your layer on the front. You'll have a piece of basic white. This is for your inside. This is 3 3/4 by 5. You'll have your designer series paper. And I chose this pattern, and you're going to be doing 3 1/4 by 5. A little under 3 1/4, but right at 3 1/4 by 5. You'll have another piece of basic white. This one is going to be on for the front, and this is 3 1/2 by 5 1/8. You'll have a piece for your to cut your frame out for the trees and everything, and this is 2 1/2 by 4. And you'll have a piece of shaded spruce. This one is 2 3/8 by 3 7/8. And then you just have a scrap of basic white to stamp your greeting on and cut out with the die. So to get started with, I think as usual, we'll do get all of our stamping done first. So for the inside, we are using our shaded spruce. On the inside of this one, I did Wishing You All the Best. And we'll get this up here and get it stamped. Clean up a little bit here. I got a lot of paper everywhere. And we are going to try to get this straight, although today is not one of my best straight stamping days for some reason. There you go. And then for the treatment on the bottom, and we're also going to do this on our envelope, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut this so I don't get the wrong pad out. We're going to use our copper clay. I need a piece of scratch paper. And we're going to take what I assume is supposed to be dirt, soil, whatever you would like to call it, and I'm going to ink that up. And I don't want it to be very dark, so I'm going to stamp off. And then I'm going to stamp right here in the lower right-hand corner with that. And then I'm going to do real quick the same thing on our envelope so that I can get all of this done while I have this ink out. Okay, now the other thing that we're going to do using this same ink color is you have this smaller piece of basic white. We're going to take our textured notes, and I'm actually using I guess it's, let's see, this fell off down here. Like, where did that come from? We're going to use this one here that has the little dots and dashes, or hatch marks and dashes, I guess you'd say. And it's going to go on here. And we're going to run it through our stamping, cut, and emboss machine. And when we get that done, we end up with a little piece that looks like this. And you can see the embossing on the sides. I like that. And this is also going to have this same dirt stamp. I don't know what else to call it. Dirt is dirt, right? And we're going to stamp that right down to the bottom. Except it looks like I have a little bit of something on my paper. I better see if it'll come off. Yeah. White. You always pick up white. White always picks up everything. I don't know. There could be nothing there and somehow it finds something. Again, we're going to do this. We're going to stamp off. And then we're going to stamp this across the bottom. Okay, and then we are done with that stamp, and we are done with this, I believe, this ink color. All right, now we're going to work on our trees. Well, first of all, I think we'll do our sky so that I don't mess up I guess it wouldn't matter. We're going to do our trees. So we have two different trees. We have a tall, skinny one, and then a little shorter, fatter one, and we're going to actually use both of them. So we're going to ink this up. And we're going to stamp it down to the bottom and over to the right-hand side for our front piece. Okay. Then we'll take our little short stubby one. I'm going to raise it up ways and stamp it so you end up with that. So we'll do the same thing in the piece in the front, or the piece for the inside. This one I go almost down to the end of the edge of the dirt, the bottom edge. Stamp. The short fat one, I move it up. Stamp. And one more time for our envelope. Clear down to the bottom. Now, I want you all to know, and if you've attended my classes, you know, I am very conscious about cleaning my stamps. I don't take the, whoops, guess what? That didn't work out too well. Let me see. This might have a little bit of a shadow stamping, but it didn't look that bad. But I do clean my stamps. The minute my video is over, all my stamps are clean. I'm very careful about making sure they're clean when I put them away. Okay, now we're going to use the green one more time, and I'm going to take this piece of basic white, and we are going to use our Stylish Shapes dies, and I'm using this one here, and we're going to put this on here, and we're going to run it through, again, we'll run it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, like so. And when we do that, we come up with a piece that looks, hopefully right here, that just gives you this little banner, and that's what we're going to stamp our Celebrate on. Now I'm going to stamp the Celebrate clear over to the right hand edge, because we are going to trim the back side off, because the back side on our card, if you look here, you'll see that it's just straight. And hopefully I won't mess up, because I didn't bring an extra one of these over. Kind of crooked. Hold on, I do have an extra one over in the office, or in the studio. I'll run get it just a moment. So I brought over two just to be safe. I'll see if I can get it stamped a little bit straighter this time. Although, as I said earlier, this is not my best stamping straight day, so we'll just go with whatever we get. Well, and I may not even get it because it wants to stick to my fingers. Okay, let's see. Can we do a little bit better job here? I don't know. Okay, we're going to go with that one. It's not too bad. Okay, I think we're done with that too, with the green. I'll put that right there. Now we will finish our little piece for the front. So all we have to do here is we have to put in our clouds. So I have this nice stamp that has it's like clouds, and I'm going to use my basic gray, and I am going to stamp off on this. You don't have to, but I just wanted it to be a little bit more subtle. And there we go. Now that is all done. So I think we are done stamping. So we'll start putting our things together. So to start with, we'll put our inside piece in. We're having another, for some reason, another cool cloudy day in Colorado. We're supposed to get some more rain this afternoon, which is, you know, I'm not complaining about the rain because the moisture is so badly needed, but my husband raises hay, alfalfa hay and grass hay and he sells it to quite a few customers, and he's had these customers for years. And he doesn't want to put it down, his hay down, cut it and put it down if there's a chance for rain, because it messes up the quality of his hay, and he's got a pretty good reputation for having good quality hay. So this weather has been making it a little bit difficult for him to get his hay down, and he's got grass hay that's definitely needs to go down, but he doesn't want to take a chance on losing it to the rain. So, oh, okay, there, I didn't cut that one very good, did I? Let's see what we did here. It's supposed to be 5 3/8. What is it? Not even close. Maybe that'll work better. There. Okay. Now I'm going to use my green cap glue because this has such a narrow border, and I never do a very good, on my best of days, I don't do a good job of getting it lined up correctly. So definitely a challenge when I'm not having one of my best Stampin' days. And it's just tiny little border. Okay, and now we will take our white piece and we're going to put our designer series paper down. The margins are a little funky on this, but it looks okay once you get it down. It's kind of hard for me, somebody who is so much, everything has to be so symmetrical. It does kind of mess with me, but that's okay. It can be all right. It doesn't look bad, and I didn't take the time to refigure any measurements. I just kind of measured off of Julie's card, and I'm so thankful that she sent that card, because it's a nice thing about being a part of a swap group. There are 12. I'm actually in 2 groups for this swap, and there's 6 of us in each group, and so I get 10 new 10 new ideas. Actually, I get 12 new ideas every month, so it's always kind of nice, and everybody's so gracious about allowing everyone to share and case. We call it casing, case and share everything. And so, okay, now we're going to take this and we are going to put it down on our card front. And to be totally honest with you guys, and it's probably one of the reasons it's really going to rain this afternoon. I'm doing this video almost a week early. I will upload it on my normal Tuesday, but next week we have family coming in, and it's the 4th of July. We have a thing going on at church. My next week, I just knew I would not get a video done, so I thought, okay, you need to get this done today. So I'm going to get it done early. Now for our, let's see, we're going to take our stamped piece and we're going to put it on our shaded spruce layer. And we're going to put this on, and it has a fairly small border also, but not super small. And we're going to put that on there. Now we are going to pop this up with dimensionals, but before we do that, I'm going to take this Celebrate, and as you see on the front here, oh, did I do this right? I guess I did. I'm gonna trim off this edge, and I'm just gonna leave enough room to put an embellishment right there. I have this little tiny trimmer that Stampin' Up! Came out with as a promotion. People ask me all the time, can I get one of those? And I'm so sorry that you can't. I keep thinking that maybe one of these days they'll surprise us and come out with it on one of their newer, especially their mini catalog or online exclusive, but hasn't happened, and it's been such a long time, I don't think it's going to happen. Okay, now we're putting dimensionals on all of this. So I will continue on with my overuse of dimensionals, but that's the way I roll. Excuse me, I'm going to have to take a small drink here so my allergies don't make me start coughing like crazy. I have enjoyed the cooler days. It's been nice and cool and not blistering hot, which I'm not a really good hot weather fan. I like it to be in the 80s, and after that we can forget it. Okay, we'll take all our backings off, and I finally remembered to bring my poke tool or my take your pick tool over here. This one's a little bit longer than my normal video because there's a few more pieces on this that we're working on. We're going to put this, chose to put it down in the lower right hand corner. You could put it in the center. You could do it wherever. Whoops, I better put it straight though, not upside down. You can put it wherever you wish. Okay, and then for our celebrate, it's going to go up here in the corner. And I brought it right to the end of my designer series paper and just down a little bit. Okay. And then we will take the embellishments that I chose. And one of them is going to go right here. Actually, I think I'll use a smaller one. Okay. There. Now we use a big one on here. And I think I'll put another big one down here. And I think we are done. So here's the one. Oh, and you can see what I did here. I've been trying to remember to stamp my envelope on the left-hand side, but habits die hard, and I've done it on the right-hand side for so long. So this one's on the right-hand side. Hopefully the post office won't throw it back at me. So here's the one we just did, and here's the one that I had for a sample. And again, I hope you all know how much I appreciate when you take time to watch this video, whether it be during your daytime hours or your evening hours. It is so greatly appreciated. And if you are watching it, if you could give me a thumbs up on my channel, it does help a little bit. I don't have a ton of views, but I'm grateful and thankful for however many I get. So may God bless each and every one of you, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.